It's time for Sunrise with the Sleepy Boys.
Forgive us, Father, for we are about to sin and be very naughty boys. So, we saw Doctor Strange, not together, individually, but we've all seen it now. Except for Key.
Well, except Key.
Well, I mean, he was in rehab. So.
Yeah, he can't. We were giving him a pass.
Are we?
I don't think we should, to be honest with you. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to tell him that we're done talking about Doctor Strange, just so he has to listen to us talk about Doctor
So he
Strange.
jumps in and hears.
Nuh-uh.
They just spoil
Such a dick
the
move.
entire movie for him.
That's kind of what happened when we talked about the Snyder Cut, but I don't care personally.
Well, that was a bit different. That
was a bit
movie.
The Snyder Cut was based on a movie that was already fucking out.
Which
that
I hadn't seen either of them at that point.
So anyways, I think we should
let's get into it.
I think we should lead with hey, if you haven't watched Doctor Strange, don't listen to this
stop
episode.
listening to our podcast.
Don't listen to this episode because we're going to utterly spoil the shit out of it for you.
Also, B point, if you don't care about the Marvel movies and if listening to spoilers don't bother you, then sure, by all means, keep listening. Although I don't know why you would listen to an episode about Marvel movies if that's not your thing, so...
Because we're so good at our jobs?
We are really fucking good at our jobs, you guys. Like, oh my god. I was talking to Stephen Hawking the other day, and he was like... Hold on.
How was he like?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, were you talking to him when he did the ululation thing?
Yeah, he was ululating.
What did he say? What did Stephen Hawking's ululation sound like, Mark?
Hold on, I need a minute. I need a second.
I love Jeff saying...
Yeah.
I only wish you said it some way different every time you said it.
I don't know how I said it the first 2 times, so I might.
Here's the problem is I am racking my brain trying to imagine what that would sound like coming from fucking Stephen Hawking. And
I think the only way to find out is only way out is through, buddy. This is amazing.
I haven't done the Stephen Hawking voice in so long I almost forgot how to do it.
Wait, what do you mean? You do the Stephen Hawking voice?
Shut the fuck
Who's
up.
our HR?
Brandon's wife.
Oh, that's fair.
Which also seems like it could be problematic considering she's appeared on several episodes.
And the fact that he's married to, Stephen Hawking. It's odd.
Brandon's married to Stephen Hawking?
I mean, he's HR.
No, Jasmine's HR.
Mark, you have said several times that Stephen Hawking's HR.
Fuck you. I see what you're doing here. It's not going to work.
This is just going to be the episode where we nonstop confuse Mark. I like that Mark's Stephen Hawking laughing sounds like a prepubescent boy trying to masturbate.
That's at this point Key ruined Stephen Hawking.
I think
Did
you
I
did
forget
that.
something? Yeah.
No, you weren't here when that happened, Jeff.
Oh my god, that was the night Jeff wasn't here.
Yeah, Key started doing the fucking Microsoft Sam voice to have Stephen Hawking yell at me while I'm talking. I didn't ask him to do that, but it was so funny.
We didn't ask him to do it. He just started doing it.
So I'm not going to do Stephen Hawking's voice anymore.
All right. So, anyways,
let's talk about fucking. Speaking of Dr. Stevens.
Speaking of doctors
and Stevens.
Yeah.
That are a little strange.
That scene when Wolverine came in. Amazing.
Boy, there were so many misnomers and just complete misdirects that just, really, they did a really good job of the marketing on this movie and letting, like, dumb things slip that weren't even part of the movie.
No, what I love is how people are like, oh my god, I think Tom Cruise is going to be in this movie. And Marvel's just like, I don't know, man, maybe. Fuck.
Yeah, they're like, well, anything can happen. I mean,
shit, fuck, bro.
We're always open to collaborating and working with whomever, as long as they fit the project.
So, what I've been telling people, best cameos in a Marvel movie yet.
Oh, yeah.
I was so happy when we got John Krasinski.
Okay, let's start at the beginning of this real quick.
Mark, you know
When your
this
voice
is
You're
not
right.
how this
You're
is
right.
not how this works.
I
So
gotta
the
be honest.
best way that we can talk about it is,
Just
hey,
jump
that
around.
Illuminati lineup was spot on and perfect.
Amazing.
Knew it was going to be the people that it was just because it made, just knowing the comic books. And,
Right.
Like, you
Also-
can't have the Illuminati without Reed Richards
or Professor Xavier.
or Black
Exactly.
or Black Bolt.
Yeah. Can we
And
also say
how great was it, by the way? Instead of how great was it doing Peggy Carter as Cap?
that
Yeah,
was pretty great?
I also
And
really
dude,
liked
she
her
was a
being on
badass in that fight scene.
I really liked her being on the Illuminati instead of Tony.
Yes.
So I was really worried. I was like, please don't put Tony Stark in this movie. Like, don't.
We can move on from Tony
We
Stark.
got enough of a tease that Tony is in that universe with the Iron Man, the superior Iron Man Ultron bots.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
gotta
how
be
did they not
honest.
mention the Ultron of it at all, by the way?
Did you not hear them talking?
I didn't hear them mention Ultron.
Did you not hear the bots talking when Wanda is fucking the shit out of them?
No.
I wasn't paying
Oh,
attention.
they were going on, and it was like, I don't know exactly what it was saying, but essentially it was halt your trespassing against Ultron, and just kept saying Ultron over and over. That head that fell in front of her.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
so if
catch
you
that at all.
listen, it's saying its name, like the Ultron protocol has been breached and stuff. So
So are we supposed to take it that they
Which
fought
I
Ultron
can
one and
only-
reprogrammed his robots, or
I
they
don't
made
think-
Ultron the good way?
I don't think Ultron ever happened. I think this was just Ultron.
I think Ultron was
So-
just like the code name for it.
Honestly,
well, so they got
it's
Ultron
the whole
way
it's
that
the whole
MCU
suit of
tried to
armor.
get Ultron.
Well, it's the whole suit of armor across the world kind of thing,
Peace in
and
our world.
which is why it's implied that it's the superior Iron Man universe where Tony is like borderline a dictator.
Borderline.
Yeah.
It's like saying Key's a
But
borderline
so, anyways,
alcoholic.
I can only imagine. that played it like that couldn't have helped Wanda at all. Like that had to just push her just
Well,
a
so
little
that
bit
was what
further.
surprised me, that they didn't show that Doctor Strange didn't bring it up at all. I know he wasn't on the Avengers at the time, but he would have known what Ultron
Oh
was.
yeah, that's a good point.
And she didn't mention it at all. And it was just like, I feel like both of them would have said something.
I don't necessarily think so. I think if anybody was going to say something, it definitely would have been Wanda. I don't see a need for Strange to say something.
When Strange was in the plastic jail cell and trying to convince what's her face, I figured at that
Christine.
point he would have been like, "You have fucking Ultron bots. What is wrong? How do you not see how wrong this is?" I figured that would have been one of his like, "You're clearly on the wrong side" points.
It could have been, but that wasn't Steven's point at all. Like he
True.
was understanding. Like I get why you're doing this. I'm not upset, but
I'm just
here's the
disappointed.
situation. No, I'm not upset at all. Like, just hey, everybody in this building is about to die if you don't let me out. And guess what?
Which, spoiler.
Everybody died in the most horrific way possible.
Dude, I'm
Like,
not gonna lie. When Black
It
Bolt
took
fucking blew his own brains out, I was like,
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
my God, I love
So
it.
fuck.
to set it up for everybody, like if you haven't seen the movie and you're here, Wanda makes it so Black Bolt doesn't have a mouth, and if you know anything about Black Bolt, he literally can whisper, and his voice is so intense he eviscerates you.
Yeah, he literally took down
If he
Venom
whispers.
T-Rex with a whisper.
Yeah. So she freaked him out so bad that he had no mouth, that he tried to scream and his scream reverberated into his brain and exploded. And you see it.
Amazing.
and then his
Like,
skull went limp
if
and he
he
fucking
wasn't-
collapsed.
If he was not wearing that fucking suit, which by the
Oh
way,
yeah.
props
Perfect.
to them for nailing the Black Bolt look,
Yeah.
because they did
Especially
such
the
a
wings.
good job. Yeah.
Oh my
They
god,
look-
yeah, the
he
fact they left
looked-
the wings in.
He looked so goddamn good. It almost made up for the awful Inhumans series.
Well, but I think that's an important point to point out too. That is the Black Bolt from the series,
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
the same actor.
Absolutely.
which is what's
But
so
they did
great that they gave him
such
another
a-
shot
such
and they
a
fixed it.
great, yes, such a great job, which gives me hope that there is a future for the Inhumans.
I think they need to. I think they need to be a movie though.
No, absolutely. Don't do a TV show. It doesn't work. Doesn't work like that.
I mean, it could if they do it Moon Knight style.
Sure, if they did it in the way, if they did a Disney Plus series, I'd be on board. But
Yeah.
and not another. No. Just do a movie. But
Fucking Cap.
so-
Cap was awesome.
One, if he was not wearing that fucking suit, his head would have gone everywhere. But I will say, this is the brilliant. So this movie absolutely just saturated with Sam Raimi goodness.
Oh yeah,
But
including
the brilliant
the
thing
kids.
about Sam Raimi is he is so good about making it so you don't see everything. And this is why he's a masterclass in like horror, and especially
yeah.
like fun horror, but even like also like proper horror too. Is he knows how to leave things to the imagination where your brain fills in the blanks, and that was everything about that fight scene with the Illuminati was a horror show. Like it was
oh my
one of
god,
those.
when
I was
she
sitting
literally
there-
untangles Reed.
That was
Yeah,
fucking.
and then you see. So what? That was the other thing. So they took the concept that they did with Thanos when he was going against the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
where he
Right.
literally used the Reality Stones to warp reality around them, but then they reassembled. But they were like, let's do that, but then let's make it so everybody knows that Wanda's not fucking around. And every time she did it, like when she turned Reed into like streamers or whatever, like just like
String cheese.
string cheese, you saw his brain just explode. And it
Which
was,
I don't know about you guys. I laughed so loud when you heard the
oh,
at
yeah.
the end of it. So I also never understood when Thanos is fighting them, why did he just let them go back after he left?
Because it was a reality stone. Once he leaves, reality stops, like goes back to normal.
Yeah. That's why he needed all of the stones to do the reset on everything.
Okay.
Hot one out there.
I also didn't understand how, like a lot of times when Wanda's getting ready to fight and do stuff, I'm just like, you can reshape reality. Like when she's taking on Kamartaj, it's like you can reshape reality. Just make it so none of them knows magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have done
Such a
that.
quick,
but I like-
easy one, you know.
No, but here's the thing. That doesn't lead to. That works in comics for like a moment. That doesn't make for a movie.
Well,
And-
in comics, it would have been like a 4-part where she does that literally right at the beginning, and then the entire thing is Doctor Strange trying to learn magic again.
Exactly. But anyways, so continuing on with this whole Illuminati conversation, John Krasinski is the perfect Reed Richards, and
He looks
I'm
so
really
perfect.
because up to this point it's been rumors, right? Or was
Well, I feel like a lot of it wasn't even rumors. It was just fans were like, "Man, how great would he be?" You know.
Yeah, if he was John Krasinski confirmed
No.
to be
It's
Mr.
He's never had a
Fantastic, or was it just?
just rumors. It's still rumors.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, because I mean, they could absolutely just have someone completely different.
They could.
I mean,
Well,
here's
but
something that they've already
that's the thing,
established.
They won't, because with the exception of everyone except Captain Marvel, they were the exact same person they are in the 616 universe.
Yes,
And I
but
mean, even
no.
Captain Marvel it was the same body.
Huh?
It was Doctor Strange was still the same. He looked the same. Mordo still looked the same. Peggy Carter still looked the same. Like the thing is, like they
True,
still
but
at
as we've
least-
seen, but here's the thing, and here's what I have to say to that. Look back at Loki, because it was confirmed in Loki that not all Lokis are Tom Hiddleston.
Well, and even looking at Spider-Man: Far From Home,
Oh, and also Captain
Yeah.
Marvel is not the same actor.
yeah, that's
But we also, at being the comic fans we do know that that's because in the comics she does eventually become Captain Marvel.
you understand that that's not the same person
Yeah,
from
that's
WandaVision,
not
right?
the same actress.
No. I thought Carol's friend from the movie also takes up the role at one
She
point.
does, but that's not Carol's friend from the movie.
Yeah, it is.
No,
Hold
it's
up.
not.
Fact checking.
It
Fact checking right now.
100% is.
Fact checking this. What was her name in
In Doctor Strange, it was Captain Marvel.
no, not. Oh, I
Yeah,
guess
just
I
look
could
it up
go
that
Cap-
way, and you'll be able to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. I didn't think of that. I was going through Captain Marvel. Like the fucking dumbass I am.
At least you admit there's a problem.
Oh, yeah. No, Jeff's right.
Yeah, that's 100% her.
That's Maria Rambo, the
Yeah.
Oh shit!
the Air Force.
I thought
girl.
that was a different actor who played her in that movie.
No, it's
Nope, she just had a
Lashana
lot
Lynch.
longer hair.
Lashana Lynch. Yeah.
All right, well,
Oh, it is the same lady.
I will. I
So-
gotta. Here's. Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
So I was just gonna say, so that's what makes me super duper hopeful that means it is gonna be John Krasinski.
I mean, yeah, of course, I'm super hopeful it's John Krasinski.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say hopeful. I guess I should say like why I think like now it's just so much more of a reality.
Yeah.
yes, I mean we're literally a step closer to that. Like, hey, by the way, John Krasinski is Reed.
Which okay, so
Even
then
his
there's a
whole
fun question.
his
How
suit
would you
was-
guys then?
His suit was
What's that?
perfect.
Yeah.
His suit was perfect, and then he's also just got that very matter of fact. Just
Here's
I'm
the biggest
very
problem.
thrilled with
Here's the
him.
biggest problem I would have with Reed Richards. I don't think I could dislike John Krasinski, and Reed Richards is one of the most disliked superheroes of all time.
No, that's not true. Cyclops.
Yep.
I didn't say.
100%
No. I
Cyclops.
didn't say the most. I said one of the most. Like
Fine.
every list I've ever seen, Reed Richards is in like the top 3.
All right. Did you watch all of The Office?
Yeah. No,
How'd you
you're
feel about
right.
Jim when
You're
he was-
right. Season 6
go.
season 6 through 8, Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's fucking around like that. Yeah.
I thought.
'Cause that's the thing.
I looked up to him for
616
that.
Because that's the thing. 616 Reed isn't an asshole because he's trying to be an asshole. He's an asshole because he tries to do the right thing, but he's so arrogant that he ends up fucking it all up.
Exactly. See, you're thinking about the Ultimates version of Reed,
Exactly,
where he's
yeah.
just the worst.
Which I would actually love to see Krasinski give that one a shot.
I would actually love. You know what?
I mean,
Speaking
we
of
absolutely
asshole,
can see that happen because, I
Yeah.
mean,
speaking
eventually,
we are getting a Fantastic Four
Kang-
movie.
I mean, we're getting a Fantastic Four movie. Also, we're gonna see Kang, which means we're gonna see more multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, okay, so how do you guys feel about so when all the fans were like, "Oh man, how great would John Krasinski be?" Another big one was, and also,
Emily
I mean,
Blunt.
have his wife as Sue. How would you guys feel about that?
I support
fine.
that 100%.
Same here.
His wife's Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be
Wait,
perfect.
did you not know that?
No, I was just saying, like, I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't want to fuck this up.
Dude, so there was actually a really funny thing. He was going to England once to see her because she was doing Mary Poppins,
Uh-huh.
and like at the what's it called customs in England, they're like, all right, so what are you here for? He's like, oh yeah, I'm just here to see my wife, and they're like, oh yeah, and who's your wife? And and he's like, Mary Poppins, and the guy's like, oh okay, sure. He's like, nope, my wife's like, he said Emily Blunt. The guy's like, oh, okay, you're married to Mary Poppins. He's like, I mean, yeah. And the guy just flat out didn't believe him, and it was just like, evidently
they
super
deported
duper
him.
fucking awkward. Yeah. Well, they had to end up like, I think it ended up like they had to, because of that, they thought he was suspicious, so they had to like
Put him on
get
a
their
list.
supervisor.
Oh, that's funny.
John Krasinski can never go back to the UK. They blacklisted him entirely.
So moving on though, on to the next.
I
is
gotta
the
be
fact-
honest.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
You were horny when she
well-
killed everyone?
That too. I think that it was a fucking big dick move when the whole time, like, for all the promotional shit, they're like, oh yeah, Nightmare's going to be the big villain for Doctor Strange too.
Right.
And
They
then-
absolutely.
And then that didn't happen.
All right, Mark. So we're
I
gonna
was actually
get,
cool with
hold
that.
on. We're gonna get to that, but let's finish up with the Illuminati.
Ugh.
All right. So next big
I
part
think I
with
know
the
which one you're
Illuminati
bringing up.
is the fact that we get to see not only Patrick Stewart as Xavier, but we get to go full 1970, 97.
The cartoon.
Xavier, and They even threw in the music,
Yeah.
which was great.
It was fucking awesome. Also, who else jumped like a little bitch when she comes streaking out of the darkness and snaps his neck?
Oh,
I
I
did.
absolutely. There are several points where I jumped. And
I
screamed a
jumped
little.
and clutched my friend's arm, and he looked at me like I was a fucking psychopath.
I mean, he's not wrong.
There were several parts where I was legitimately like, it was a scary movie at points. Considering it's, a Marvel MCU movie, and we've all gotten very comfortable with how things go. Like, oh, maybe we'll get like a little scare here and there. Or like,
No, Wanda was fucking genuinely terrifying in this film.
Wanda was absolutely horrific.
She was 100% horrifying and arousing.
Agreed.
She really filled that mommy role.
Mom.
Anyways,
So did
moving
Captain Carter
on,
then.
moving on
Yeah.
to
When I saw
yeah.
Captain
Dude,
Carter, I just
Captain
fucking
Carter,
Cutting
I was
her
telling-
in half.
brutal.
Holy shit.
cutting
fucking
her in half
brutal.
the same way that Bucky cut Zombie Cap in half.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that leads us to our next point. Speaking of zombies. Come on,
Well, we
zombies
got-
strange.
we gotta
We
finish.
got two. All right. So on that note, we got two cool nods to Zombie. What if? Which was Wanda going down the hallways under the bunker where she was where her feet were cut up, obviously from
Yep.
the glass,
Yeah.
Yep.
where she was kind of moving like her
She
zombie.
was very
counterpart or
jerky
whatever.
motions, yeah.
Very jerky. Speaking of jerky motions, when she comes out of that,
Oh, what I did
fucking
after the movie?
gong,
When she fucking
when she came
was
out of that metal gong, like full The Ring style,
beautifully done.
Oh,
beautifully done, absolutely terrifying.
wait, which part?
At the beginning when
and
at
at Carmitage,
Camartage.
when they're trying to cover up all the mirrors and
Oh,
reflections,
yeah.
and she just comes through the
fucking-
gong.
Hey, how crazy is it? So, the actress that played America, she's only 16.
Yeah.
That girl's got a fucking career ahead of
Oh,
her.
for sure.
It's called new lead in the MCU.
Yeah, you'll notice at the end she didn't go back to her own universe.
Yeah,
She still doesn't know where her universe is.
Ah.
She knows how to control her power, but she doesn't know which universe is which.
Well, it's not
Right.
even just getting back to her own universe. She needs to figure
she's
out where
gotta
the fuck
find
her
out where
parents are.
mom's.
Yep, her mom's, which can't wait till Tucker Carlson freaks out about that.
Start-
Oh, fuck him. The movie's not for him.
I started tearing up a little bit, getting that flashback to her planet and seeing her
was so
mom's. I was
cute.
like, God damn it! It's
Hey.
great.
So I have a question. I thought they weren't supposed to remember Spider-Man.
No, they
No,
remember
they
Spider-Man.
remember
They,
Spider-Man.
they don't remember Peter Parker.
Yes.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Peter Parker doesn't exist. He sacrificed Peter Parker so Spider-Man could keep going.
I don't know why. I guess I thought it was going to be like, oh, Spider-Man's going to come out and about and they're all gonna be like, who's this new hero?
No, not at all. So Steven completely remembers any interaction with Spider-Man. So anyways, where were we getting?
We were almost done with. No, we were on the scary part.
Which part?
No,
All right,
we were
so
on the parts that made it a horror movie.
let's back up just a skosh to the not the beginning of the
Illuminati?
movie. Not the beginning of the movie, but like after the wedding scene.
You know,
Which-
I can't really watch wedding scenes in movies anymore. I just get so sad.
Well, that's because no one wants you there because they all know you're jerking off in the bathroom.
Thanks a
Including
lot,
Dr. Drew.
fucking Dr. Drew.
Man,
I
that
genuinely
was so
wonder
fantastic.
if people are listening to that and like, oh, I fucking know that guy.
Well, we're gonna
The
find
part
out.
that makes me the happiest is that since I used your real name and Dr. Drew was like, maybe don't invite Mark over. Like, I know that Dr. Drew doesn't know that that's actually you, but it made
By
me
the
laugh.
way, I really want to get a soundbite of that for when we update our intro. Kind of like how Dan uses Michael motherfucking McDonald for the beginning
Triple
of
M?
his
Wait,
good old.
which part would you want to use? Don't invite Mark to places.
Maybe don't invite Mark to Christmas or your son's second birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I can make that happen.
But so, anyways,
But so anyways,
yes. But so, anyways, the scene where that tentacle monster, one-eyed tentacle monster, is coming through the city chasing after America?
Excuse you, it has a name.
I don't remember what his name is, and I don't care.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Chauncey?
It's Gargantos, dude.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, did anybody catch the fact that it was essentially a giant homage to Spider-Man 2?
Huh?
Yeah, I saw. Okay, now
The
that you're mentioning
entire
it.
scene fighting up the side of that building.
Oh, yeah. I guess it
Even
was.
down to the shot of the extremely beautiful girl inside the office.
Yeah.
Looking
I'll be
out.
honest. My thought was immediately like, oh, they're making fun of Starro.
I
could see that too.
I am waiting for I can't wait for the side by side comparisons of Spider-Man 2's Doc Ock fight scene after the bank.
Well,
and
get
that.
on it, buddy. That could be you.
I'm not. I don't do video editing. While that scene was playing out, I was just watching. I'm like, oh my god, this is just Spider-Man 2, and I love it.
The whole movie, Brandon's just like fucking Norman Bates from or Norman Bateman from fucking American Psycho. Just, oh my god, look at the precision detail.
I'm sorry. What did you say his name is?
Norman Bateman, Patrick Bateman.
Not there. You go.
I'm sorry, I get American Psycho and just Psycho confused.
You guys know there's a movie, The Rules of Attraction, I believe it's called, where one of the main characters is played by James Van Der Beek, and it's Patrick Bateman's cousin.
Yeah.
It's actually a really funny movie too.
Interesting.
I mean,
So, anyways,
This line from the
American
movie-
Psycho was funny as fuck.
I'm so glad we're talking about this.
Slide from the movie, James Van Der Beek yells out, "I only fucked her because I'm in love with you."
We've all been there. We've all been
It's
there.
awesome.
Yeah.
All
It's a
right.
great movie.
All right. So,
So back to Brandon because I keep interrupting.
yes. So
So the
that's-
ending was really
Spider-Man
great,
2.
and
hold on. You're skipping over so much.
you're skipping too much of the story.
We haven't even talked about how brilliant it was. So let's go back to the Nightmare misdirect, where everybody was totally just like, oh, so Nightmare's the bad guy of the movie. And then they're like, oh, maybe Mordo's the bad guy of the movie. And they lead you to believe that this is gonna be a Doctor Strange and Wanda team up the entire time. And turns out Wanda is not only the bad guy, but is the most terrifying bad guy out of the entire
I'll tell you what.
lineup of MCU movies.
I actually loved that though.
I think it was
I
great.
did.
loved that they threw me that hard.
No, I completely agree. It was one of those, and the whole time I'm just like, all right, I mean, come on, we're going to end up getting a bait switch where she ends up realizing that I have to undo all of this, and this is, I'm letting myself go to
the typical format.
Right, the typical format. And then it never comes. She's just racking up an insane body count. The entire movie, you're like, holy shit. Every time she kills somebody, you're just like, yeah, so is that the one that she's going to, like, turn around and stop being a bad guy? Nope. It's sure not.
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The fact that she mowed through the Illuminati as proficiently as she did,
Easily.
So
dude,
easily.
it was
Hardly. It was barely an inconvenience.
The only one that I was like, all right, that's kind of bullshit, was when it was just Captain Marvel just crushed by the statue
that one I had a little bit of a problem with, but
That was
No.
also at the same time. I was like, look, I understand that a statue just landed on top of Captain Marvel and killed her, but everybody else had it so much worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was when getting crushed to death is the best death. They're bad deaths.
Yeah. And it wasn't even just like oh so and so died. No, it was holy shit that she just murdered the shit out of them and they made it personal.
I love how they showed and how they used that to show that her power is to completely rewrite reality.
Rewrite
is.
reality and does not like. It's just one of
she's
those
broken.
things that it's just
Her
one of those
mind is
things-
broken.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that people forget. Wanda was originally a bad guy, Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not
I don't
talking.
think they're going to forget it after this.
I mean, and not in the sense of like, oh, Wanda's a bad, came out as a bad guy in Ultron because she didn't like Tony Stark. No, 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 no. Like,
Right.
even when Wanda is good, Wanda is not trustworthy.
Like House of
Like,
M is a very real
I was
thing.
just about to say House of M was all Wanda.
So, okay, do you guys want to go there? Because that was a big... I was waiting, like, when she starts when you see her realize it, I thought they were going to go full House of M and she was going to know more magic.
I mean, there's a lot of things going forward with what I don't know if there's a future with Wanda.
She's not dead.
No,
I
she's
mean,
definitely not.
this is the thing. Yes, but yes, she is. But for the movie's sake that we just saw, yes, she is.
Sure.
But it's just a matter of
Oh yeah, spoiler alert, Wanda dies at the end.
yeah, Wanda sacrifices herself after realizing that she's gone too far.
No.
And it's okay, because it was only after she killed at
Everybody,
least 50 people.
Like
at least 50 people.
Yeah, at least.
Dude, she killed at least 50 people at Karmatage.
dude, she fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Also,
Did anybody? All right.
How about
so
the quick part where they were just like, "Hey, Minotaur."
Oh yeah, they just threw a
That was
fucking
cool.
Minotaur into the movie.
I really like the scene where America and Doctor Strange are going through the multiverse.
First, you mean like the opening?
Yeah. Not
Okay,
the opening. So not the opening.
The first time our Doctor Strange went through.
Right when they
616, got it.
Yeah. 616 Doctor Strange, and they're flying through all the different universes. And were there any? So there was a lot thrown at us, and it was
Yeah,
in
they
a
were paid.
blink. There was a blink and you'll miss it. Marvel Noir universe. If y'all
Yeah,
caught
I
it.
did see that.
That was awesome.
Did you catch the fucking Living Tribunal?
Yeah, I did catch that.
The what?
The Living Tribunal?
Tribunal?
It's the same thing.
All right, I need Brandon, Chris.
What?
Tribunal
not gonna-
or tribunal? I'm honestly curious.
I don't
Because
know.
it turns out
I've heard it.
Decent amount of things I've said wrong.
When it comes to the Living Tribunal, it's said both ways in the sense
Okay.
of the Living Tribunal.
I was honestly asking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, yeah, I thought that was cool that they just were like, oh yeah, here's God.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I feel like Steven at some point should be like, did we see God while we were doing that thing?
No,
All right,
no. He's just asking about paint. Well, also, I don't know if you guys saw, but I know at least one other person that caught that. Night Mage, because he posted his Living Tribunal cosplay this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we keep talking about this first Doctor Strange that we see.
The Defender Strange.
Yes, the Defenders Doctor Strange, who is
Just had an epic ponytail.
epic.
Bro,
Epic.
that is what I aspired to have before I realized that my hair just ain't gonna look good like that.
Mark,
I mean-
if you grow your hair out enough to do a ponytail, I will put $50 in for it.
I already had a ponytail for a bit.
Yeah, he's already done this, Jeff.
I haven't seen it.
I know, I got a haircut. Like, this was like very recent.
Yes, and what? No,
Yeah.
Sad Panda.
Like, my hair was long enough that I could put it up in ponytails, pigtails, French braids.
Chris,
Can
is
you
there
do
anything
it-
that you want to talk about from the movie?
We've been mildly monopolizing this.
Yeah.
And you were the one who was most excited this morning.
I know.
No, I'm good.
Afternoon?
Is there anything that stands out to you we haven't mentioned, or maybe you want to add?
Oh, I'll look into it.
You son
Yeah,
of a bitch.
but you can also get into it too.
You're part of the podcast, Chris. Get in here.
Yeah,
Chris, I love you.
we can't let.
This is the first time we've had you on an episode in like 3 months, so
Been a bit.
Has it been that long?
It has been.
It's been a while, yeah. Like it was for the break he took was from Halloween through like
I think the last one that
Last
he did with
April.
us was Drunky Kong.
no,
Yeah.
he was on the soda episode where we spent the whole
So-
time talking about
okay.
Fanta.
Mark, I think you should come here for Halloween, and I think we should dress up as de jour.
De jour means friendship.
De jour means love.
Can I be the soup du jour?
Mark just doesn't get the memo, which would be hilarious. He's just dressed up as a sandwich board.
It's just a straight up fucking French onion soup.
Wait, what are you supposed to be? Well, we're du jour. What's that fucker supposed to be? He's the soup.
Excuse me, what's the soup du jour?
It's the soup of the day.
That sounds good. I'll have that. One of the best jokes in any movie ever.
I counter argue.
Yes, what's your counter argument?
Pull over. No, it's the cardigan, but thanks for that.
Okay, can we just look? Let's not argue. That whole movie was the best joke ever.
It was. It was.
Pretty bird.
Speaking of
You
the
sold
first
my dead bird to a
Harry, I took care of it.
Speaking of the first Doctor Strange,
Defender Strange.
he doesn't last very long.
No, he does not.
And can we talk about how great it was that
When he's killed by
decides
Takai.
Steven decides to dreamwalk and utilizing a dead version of himself.
It was so fucking great.
Yo,
He
okay.
had the smuggest look on his face when he goes, didn't say he had to be living. To be living.
I also want to talk about how fucking horrifying it was when he possesses that body and all of the fucking spirits just come tearing out of him.
Very Evil Dead.
Like-
and I really liked it.
In the best way possible.
It was fucking great. It was just like, holy shit.
Sorry, I think it's more Army of Darkness.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I went and saw one of the people I saw with. They're like, "Who's the king? Why is he saying hail to the king?" I was like, "Oh, come on." That's straight
wait, when
Army of
did he-
Darkness.
When did
Also, by the way, that was that Bruce Campbell cameo outdid all of the Spider-Man ones.
Which also, I mean, not just because, all right, Sam Raimi and Evil Dead, but also Sam Raimi and Spider-Man, but also he was in the first Spider-Man. Was he in the second one as well?
He's in all 3 Spider-Man movies.
And the video game.
Yeah, he was in the video game.
Also in the
too.
video
He's
game.
the narrator.
Yep.
Also, I feel
Spider-Man
like
2.
I feel like I was reading
Yes,
rumors
thank you.
that he was being set up to play Mysterio.
I would. What if he's Mephisto?
Oh,
I'm so glad we got through another movie based around death and magic, and there was no Mephisto. I swear to God. I'm so tired of everyone being like, "It's Mephisto. Mephisto's gonna be in it." And it's just like, shut up. It'll happen eventually.
You know what would be really great for them to do if
What's that?
they just introduce Mephisto and he just fucking gets killed right away, and then we can just be like, all right, he was here,
And
let's
then just
move
goes back
the
to hell?
fuck on. Yeah.
All right, Mephisto's back in hell. Good job, guys. They
What
use him as
if-
an intro. They use him as one of those throwaway intro fights in a movie.
You know what would be dope is if they had Mephisto, but it was Mephisto, Hell, Limbo, blah blah blah, and it's to bring what's her face, Magic, into the full universe.
Nick Cage's
what?
Ghost Rider.
You know what complaint I have about this movie? And there's only one complaint that I have.
Yeah.
You
I
didn't have
wish
enough
there
time to finish masturbating.
No, I had enough time.
Alright,
There was not enough Wong.
I will
I
agree
wanted-
with
Oh,
that.
so I was right about the masturbation.
Yeah, you're right.
Wong, not Wang.
Oh.
Oh my
That was terrible, Mark.
bad.
Fuck you.
I loved it.
Fuck you.
No, he was in the movie a decent amount, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I was just like, I just want a movie of Steven and Wong just running around together the entire time.
Skipping,
The
holding hands.
Yes.
The person
Oh
I
my
was
God,
sitting
yes.
next to, when Wong falls off the side of the mountain, we were like, "No!" And I was like, "Do you? Come on, please. Do
I
you
was
really
legit-
think he's that?"
I
Yeah.
was legitimately. So I said to myself, because I went and saw the movie today at a matinee by myself. I legitimately was just
it's-
sitting there and
It's pronounced manatee.
fuck you. I was legitimately, when that scene happened, I was like, muttered to myself, I'm like, I swear to God. And that was it. I was just like, I swear.
Look,
you better not kill my boy like that.
A bitch.
That's the thing, is that's how you knew he was going to come back, was because everybody else that died on screen. He fell into the abyss.
Exactly. It was such a just death, and they're like, no,
like,
we are not holding back on deaths.
Sure, he pulled a Black Widow, fell off a cliff, whatever. But you didn't see him hit the ground like you saw Black Widow's head fucking shatter against the pavement.
True.
Oh, wow, Mark. Only talk about Black Widow, not about the person of color who fell off a cliff.
Wow.
Very telling. Green people are people too, Mark.
I kind of forgot for a second that Gamora got thrown off a cliff. My bad.
Were you very confused what I was talking about for a second?
I was like, what the fuck did I say? Holy shit.
Did I do? Who did I forget?
And then I was like, wait, Gamora's not black, she's green. Oh, that makes sense. Because it's a color. Yeah, that clever... You smart ass.
Clever bitch.
So anyways, no,
Brandon was so over that.
Yep, very. No, I thoroughly loved everything about this movie. It was very heavy.
Oh yeah.
Also, one of the most mature relationship stories I've seen in a superhero movie, which I really appreciated.
What do you elaborate on that?
I mean,
Him
in the
and
sense
Christine?
of him and Doctor Strange and Christine, and Strange realizing how dangerous that Steven realizing how dangerous he is to
Are
the
you
multiverse.
implying that Steven realized how dangerous his woman was for him?
No, I'm explaining how dangerous that
Mark, stop
being,
inserting your life into this.
Sorry.
him not being able to let go.
Yeah.
How dangerous that is, and how that ended up being kind of the crux to all of the Doctor Stranges that he was at least the ones that he was encountering and hearing, and even like America was talking about, she hadn't been to a universe where they were or hadn't seen it together, and so it was just one of those. I don't know if it was America that said it, but somebody said it, that they're just not together.
Her.
Okay.
I thought it was Christine herself that said it.
Maybe, I don't know. But either way, he got to have the closure. He got to have closure with a Christine from an alternate universe where that Steven was dead. And he didn't end up... The great thing is, they got to show him having a bit of closure with an alternate reality. Essentially, they did the thing that was so great about Spider-Verse, when Peter met Spider-Gwen from the other universe, and they both had that moment where they're like, I didn't get to save you in my universe. And then they both realize they didn't save each other, and they're like, all right, well, let's make sure we look out for one another this time.
And then they
and the part that I liked the most about it was they didn't do just the fucking cliche cop-out where he's like, well, what if your Steven's dead and I can't be with my Christine, why don't we be together? No, they didn't do that.
Right,
They're like,
essentially
we're not going to be together,
but
that's okay too.
Hold on. They kind of did, though, with the other Doctor Strange. He was like, yeah, I'll give it to you. If you give me your Christine.
Evil Doctor Strange?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it didn't work out, and he died.
I think it could have worked, personally.
Fuck you, Mark.
Look, the man deserves to be happy.
Are you saying you think he should have catfished her? How dare you?
Yeah,
anyways,
absolutely.
No, because they said it perfectly. They're like, I wish I could see your universe. And he even said, like, I wish you could too. Just that whole, like...
Yep. Yeah.
He's not doing the same thing that Wanda is trying to do about, even though the situation could work, because it's not like he's stealing her from another Doctor Strange or anything.
He just shows up. He shows up for a fucking
work. It doesn't work because there'd be then two Christines in one universe.
Yeah, they show up to a dinner party. Okay.
Even if that wasn't the case, because she's from a different universe, her being in the universe, even if there was no Christine in his, would have caused an incursion.
Yeah.
So no matter what, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why they should have just fucked at the other Doctor Strange's place.
I'll be honest, I was kind of surprised they didn't.
I thought there was. I got to be honest. I am happy that they didn't do the.
I'm so happy
the
they
fucking
didn't do that. Because
that
doesn't set up. No, there was no kiss. There was nothing. There was just a mutual understanding. He got to say how he felt, and he got to say it to her without saying it to the Christine in his universe that would have fucked up her marriage and everything. And
so still a bit of a cowardly move, but hey, whatever. He's getting his healing where he can. BetterHelp.com.
Hold on. You're saying it's a cowardly move because he didn't immediately then go back home and be like, Christine,
No.
I'm so sorry. I should have been a better. I've seen
not
all
why.
these Stevens and they're all horrible, and I don't want to be one of those Stevens.
Basically, what I'm understanding is every time a Steven wants to be with you, shit turns sideways. I think
like
it's for the
horribly
best.
sideways.
I'm breaking up with you.
But I think we can make it work. And he pulls a full Tobias from Arrested Development.
Okay, so no, because he should have told his Christine, like, hey, I understand we can't be together, blah, blah, blah. You will always mean the most to me, blah, blah, blah. But instead, he said it to the one he will never see again. That's why it was a cowardly move.
I don't think it being cowardly at all, because he saw, like, if he went and told his Christine that it throws a wrench, it potentially drives a wedge between them, and he's done enough damage. He got to get out what he needed to get out and did not negatively affect her life at all, because there's a lot of fucking dickheads out here that think that they need to get their closure and talk about their feelings. And it's like, guess what, fuckhead? You don't get that kind of closure. You come to that closure on your own.
That's like me telling another universe's alcoholism.
I see it as a very positive way of getting closure, and it's not fucking toxic.
I feel kind of
That's like me telling another universe's Jeff's alcoholism, like, oh, hey, you're not good for us, but it's okay because I told you, and then not doing anything about my own. I mean, I'm not going to do anything about my own, but like if I told another universe's Jeff's alcoholism, then it wouldn't be cool.
Jeff, that's about your own fucking self. We're not bringing in a girlfriend that you date and is like, hey, your alcoholism was a real problem in my universe, so maybe you shouldn't do that. And then
of course, I only date fellow alcoholics.
And then immediately you go home and you're like, you know what? I told that girlfriend about her alcoholism being an issue, so I'm going to go do it now, even though you haven't been with her in like 20 years.
Brandon, routinely...
You never know. Shanae might want to hear from me.
I routinely text my exes to let them know the shitty people they are, because they deserve that.
Okay, but Mark, with you, that might actually happen. Like, we don't know that you're joking.
And that's why it's so funny.
So, alright. What's the third eye? It's obviously not good. But they don't really go into explaining what the fuck it is.
It's corruption from the Darkholm.
Okay, but like, is there something more of it in the comics? I'm just like trying to get a full understanding of it.
Let me see.
Mostly talking to Brandon there because I figured he would have known.
So here's the thing. I don't know as much of the extended lore of Doctor Strange as I would like to admit. Which is kind of why. So, I know a lot of like the current stuff, like stuff after 2008 with Doctor Strange. Okay. But
did they explain in No Way Home that he's not the Sorcerer Supreme anymore?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
I just completely missed that.
Yeah, it's when Peter and the others first get to the Sanctum, and he's like, yeah, he only won because I was dusted for 5 years.
How about that prick doctor who was like mad at him because like, really, that was the only way you could have saved the universe? And it's like, I think he would know the only way to save a universe better than you dillhole.
Yeah, but also, don't you remember him from the first Doctor Strange movie?
Yeah, I get that they don't like each other, but at the same time, it's like, hey, buddy, maybe just be glad that you came back from dust at all.
I was just sitting there, it's like, I'm really glad they brought this prick back.
Okay, so real quick, I did do a little bit of research on the third eye thing. It does represent a corruption by the Darkhold, however, it does not directly signify evil.
Yeah, because, I mean, fuck, Wanda didn't have one.
No. I mean, maybe it just affects different people differently. Let's see. It also says that in the traditional...
I also feel really bad because I did not realize that was Charlize Theron at the end of the movie.
Yeah, dude, she was looking good. Who is Clea?
So
Doctor Strange's wife.
What?
Doctor Strange's wife.
Christine?
In the comics, Clea is one of Doctor Strange's wives.
So he's a Mormon?
No, people can get divorced.
Yeah, if you say so.
We know that with you.
Man, you guys are just fucking...
I didn't even do that. I was just trying to make a joke about you living in Utah.
That was my only one. Oh yeah, Clea Strange. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
So
the other
is she a mutant? Is she just like a witch?
She's a witch.
What is
she's a sorcerer.
She's a witch?
No, witchcraft and sorcery are two different things.
Sorceress and the disciple, lover, and eventual wife of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Those are interesting ways of describing that.
That is
also,
how it is described on the Wikipedia
that.
page of her character.
Also,
I just think it's really funny that they describe her as the lover.
The other
it's from the 70s.
meaning of the third eye is that's how the original Eye of Agamotto appeared on his forehead. Originally, it wasn't an amulet. So.
Oh, that's interesting. Also, like the whole like student lover, blah blah blah. Anyone else getting like extreme James Franco vibes on that one?
A little bit.
I also getting very much a Hal Jordan vibes from that.
With who?
Hold on.
Aricia?
Maybe it was Aricia.
I like how and don't get me wrong, I fucking love Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. He can be a prick, but I love him. But I love how like even they were like, "Ooh, we went too far with Aricia."
Oh, guys, hold on. All right, Clea is a human appearing being. So get that. She appears to be human. Humanoid.
So she's not a human.
Okay, so you're describing this exactly as a dungeon master does when you roll a nat 1 on an inspection of a room.
Thank you for doing that. And maternally related to the other dimensional all-time race of energy beings. She's the daughter of Umar and the niece of Dormammu.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, all right.
Holy shit!
I did not realize that she
Thanksgiving
was
is
the
going to
niece.
be fucking awkward.
I did not realize that she was the niece of Dormammu.
Have you seen what Umar looks like?
Sexy.
Fucking.
So Hal Jordan with Aricia. I love how even. Damn. Is she coming out of a mouth?
Yeah, that's a mouth.
Okay.
What is happening?
So, with Hal Jordan and Aricia, I like how even they were like, we went a little too far. So they're like, quick, fix it. So what they did was they're like, her alien race can, when they get hurt, they can go into a hibernation. That makes them 7 years older.
Ooh,
So she wasn't like young and awkwardly young anymore.
I need to read this Witches series from 2004.
Oh, it's supposed to be absolutely fantastic.
I need to read it.
Well, I know some people who are fucking obsessed with it, and they could get you some.
Yeah, do we know these two people?
Yeah, Mark.
What?
What?
Sorry, I spaced out. I'm going I'm rabbit holing.
Okay, so, last year came out the story Death of Doctor Strange.
Last year came out the story Doctor Strange.
Last year,
Death of Doctor Strange.
story came out Death of Doctor Strange, and Clea becomes the official Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And gets her own book called Strange.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know that. What? Mark, fuck you. I'm saying this because I don't know it. I don't need your condescending fucking attitude. We're like, yeah, what are you talking about? How do you not know it? I haven't read fucking comic books in a long time.
I was just agreeing with you. I wasn't trying to be condescending.
You sound like a prick.
That's just how I sound. We've been over this.
Yeah.
I sound like an asshole. I can't help it.
I'm calling you out.
yeah. So anyway, so I rewatched, after I finished the movie and went home, I rewatched the first Doctor Strange. And man, like, how was it not a bigger deal that they made the Ancient One Tilda?
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's kind of died down compared to the like whole like, dude, you not only whitewashed, like you severely whitewashed this one.
Yeah, you clearly didn't pay attention to the giant outcry of people being pissed off.
Yeah, I remember. I
Okay,
very
but
much.
the thing
remember
is,
that.
I feel like it's kind of faded when it should. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where they should have at least, like, I don't know how they would have fixed it, but fuck, they could have fixed it in this movie. Had him go through another universe where he meets the actual ancient one, and it's like, oh, it's a tiny Asian man, like it's supposed to be. I don't know. I just like,
Yeah.
I just rewatched
Let's
it and was
go-
just still like, oh, this is so awkward.
Let's go back to the offensive stereotypes that the ancient one was.
So that's a good question actually. If they had in the first Doctor Strange movie made the ancient one the old Asian man, would it have been offensive or would it have been representation?
I don't know. I'd say it comes down to how they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's done,
Because that's why I found it so fucked up that it was Tilda. Not because it was like, oh, but just because, like, I mean, the strongest sorcerer, and you just kind of take that away from Asian people.
so I gotta be honest with you. Looping back to the Illuminati real quick.
Okay.
I am so fucking glad that wasn't like the multiversal Illuminati, because of the way that Wanda just fucking plowed through them.
Oh yeah.
Like I hate to say it, as much as I enjoyed seeing the characters on screen, they were kind of a joke.
Yeah. Very.
Okay, so there is one issue I do have with the movie.
Do tell.
Okay.
So the third eye opens up, he's freaking out, he's obviously in pain, blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah.
But then Clea shows up and he just opens and is like, oh, okay, here we go.
So you're saying time can't pass by?
Okay, but we know that it's an evil thing. We know that it's the start of that.
It's
So
potentially
wouldn't you think
evil.
wouldn't you think that instead of like toying with it, he might be like, oh, maybe I should try and not use evil as long as possible?
Well, the thing is, though, is when somebody shows
I don't
up
think
and
he can. I don't think he can undo it.
yeah,
I don't think he can undo it, but I think he can repress it.
but
And the second she's like, hey, we're going to go do this, he just opens it up.
he didn't open anything up. She did.
No. He opens the third eye.
Oh, I thought you meant like the gateway to the dark world.
No.
I gotta be honest with you, with some of the shit that he's seen, if somebody shows up and is like, hey, I know who you are, I need your help, I feel like that takes precedence.
I'll be honest. I think we can all agree. He saw her and was like, I want to tap that. So I'm
He was
just gonna
like,
go.
holy shit, Charlize Theron? Is that you? And she's like, not in my dimension, I'm not. But I get that a lot.
I was hoping they were going to do a thing where... All right, so how about this one? Question to the group. What are other cameos you would have really enjoyed seeing?
Any cameos you would have enjoyed seeing, Chris?
Kim Kardashian.
Shut up.
No, not like as a character, just Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
so
not even like in an important role, just like walking down the street or something and gets hit in the head with a fucking tentacle or something.
Great. Cameo. I wish I could have seen Spider-Man like just swinging through the streets of New York.
I think. Yeah.
I thought they were going to for a while there. I was like, I mean, come on, he's just going to show up, right? So first off, I actually kind of really would have liked it if they had one of the people I was there with, like we kind of just kind of got on the topic of like, oh, this person and that, like, you know, this universe, that universe, and when she found out that there is like our universe within the Marvel universe, I was like, oh man, that would have been a lot of fun actually.
So Gwen, basically doing the Gwenpool approach.
I
No.
actually would have liked.
Like the one where all of them exist, but they are all comic books. You
Yeah,
know?
that's what
Like, they're
Gwenpool's
not-
universe was.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Gwenpool's universe was our universe.
Yeah, Gwenpool's origin story was she was just a huge comic book fan that fell into the Marvel universe.
I didn't know that. I always
And
think of it
realized that,
as
that the only way she could be somebody in the Marvel universe
Was to become a mercenary
was
using
to
her comic book
become-
knowledge.
was to get a costume and then become somebody, because if she didn't become anybody, they just would have written her out of the comic.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I was thinking more along the lines of the Spider-Man animated series when all the Spider-Man come together and there's the one that's just not doing anything. And eventually he's just like, yeah, I'm an actor, man. You're just like a comic book in my world. I always thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what Gwenpool is.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah,
like
but the
Gwenpool
thing
more.
is, like, Gwenpool actually ends up having some, like, rudimentary, like, world-breaking
get, like-
abilities because she knows that she's in a comic book, so she's able to utilize that to her advantage.
Yeah, it's fucking
cool.
crazy.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So once again, she keeps doing crazy stuff, so she becomes essentially invincible because the writers have no choice but to utilize her.
I actually really love that.
No, it's hilarious. It's great.
I also would have loved if we got Chris Evans, Johnny Storm in there.
I want nothing more in life than to see Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. But also,
I would have loved it if like they were having the Illuminati meeting, and they just showed him like walking by outside and just being like, "Yo, Reed, hurry up, we're going for tacos."
who owns fucking Scott Pilgrim?
That would
Not
be
Marvel.
Sony Press.
Damn it. I was going to say, it would be really great as if we got Chris Evans from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, that one's not happening, buddy.
That would be fucking
I'm
amazing,
sorry to
though.
tell you. That
I
would.
do like that.
I mean, that like we're more like that's just as likely as getting him from what's it called?
Fantastic.
Losers, you know?
Yeah, well, Losers is a DC thing.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, just because it's not the big two,
Yeah, that's true.
we're still never gonna let him in the Marvel universe.
That's true. Okay, so I actually did... I will say the one big complaint I had from the movie is that the Illuminati were just such a joke.
Yeah, the Illuminati usually is a joke.
I'm sorry, the Illuminati
There you go.
they were such a fucking joke. 'Cause, like,
Well, I didn't see it that way though. I saw it as like the entire point is that's how overpowered Wanda is.
I get that. Don't get me wrong. I get that that's what they were going for. But it just, like... I don't know, man. Like, it just felt like that they did them real dirty.
Well, and that's the funniest part is all of that could have been avoided if instead of being like, if Black Bolt opens his mouth, you're dead.
Oh, yeah.
If you just had Black Bolt open his mouth. You saw how terrifying she was. You knew it could trigger an incursion. Just fucking take care of it.
Like, for being the smartest man in the world, Reed, you were kind of a fucking moron right there.
I did not understand why they were pussyfooting so hard.
Well,
I think the only reason why is because that was their universe, Wanda.
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah, but that's besides the point.
Well,
Because we were pointing out...
Chris is
they
so
were
far
pointing-
away. I'm not hearing what he's
Yeah,
saying.
we're not picking up any of his stuff.
Chris was saying that Reed's got a case of the tism.
Yeah, he was stimming whenever he was talking to Doctor Strange. He was fidgeting and like tapping on his knee. I thought that was neat.
I didn't even catch that part.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
didn't
pick up on
catch
that either.
He's doing.
I also love that you call it
That makes sense.
has a case of the tism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's cute. I like that.
Well, I say he's got a case of the aughts, but
I've heard that before. I've never heard.
autism.
no.
I've never heard
We'll
that.
start using that, though.
Well, you know exactly what I'm talking about, though.
Of
What?
course we
Now?
don't.
Yeah, when you say tism, I no. When I say they have a case of the aughts, do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
say,
here's
I
something I
say-
was thinking about in response to what you were saying, Jim.
Aughts! Tism!
No, Mark, the
all
only reason I could think of why they did that is because they were like, oh, we can't kill the innocent Wanda from our universe.
Right. No, I totally get that mentality. But at the
No,
same time...
absolutely. And they were setting it up like, look, you are inhabiting this Wanda. You can't. You got to stop. She is innocent. Leave her alone. I get where they're coming from. So that, yes, they were. But I feel like there should have been some measure. I just was like,
Here's the thing. If
y'all
they,
are a fucking mess. You're all over the place. Y'all don't seem together at all.
Well,
if
I think
they-
the biggest
if they
mistake
had
they got.
obliterated that version of Wanda, though, would it have killed the Wanda in the main universe? That's my question.
No, but she wouldn't have gotten back into their universe. And that's by the way, that's the thing. They only gave a shit about their universe. Which, hey, I don't even blame him for that, you know?
No, I don't blame them at all. They gave a shit about
will
their
say
universe
this.
because they realized if they didn't, it would affect the other universes. So,
Yes.
they're caring about theirs, but they're also like, you're going to fuck up the multiverse.
I will say this. I do think that they should have made the whole Professor X, like, he's in the mind at that point. Like, I think they should have made that more drawn out. I don't think it should have been like a quick, like, boop, oh, she killed him. Like, I think he's so strong that I think it should have been like an actual battle, you know?
Here.
Doesn't even need to be physical, but it should have been more drawn out.
Also, hold on that
I
same
also would
topic.
have really liked if in that scene that they show that her and him have history.
Right.
But Wanda doesn't realize that, but he uses this Wanda as a way to kind of... I do agree. I think that fight should have been drawn out with her and Xavier just a bit, but obviously wasn't done for time's sake.
Here's my thing. We saw that Illuminati Wanda ended up in our Wanda's body, right?
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Why are you saying
No, she did
Illuminati Wanda?
Because there were. I'm talking about.
He's saying that universe.
Yeah,
Okay.
that universe
She
is Wanda.
never ended up in this Wanda's body, did she?
No.
I thought that when
But
she
she
did the
did it.
dream walk, that's why
No.
she was able to move around back in the mainstream verse, was because somebody else was inhabiting her body.
So it was basically she was in a coma during that. It was never she didn't. It wasn't like an equal swap. It was just a coma.
Got it. Never mind then. Disregard.
Sleepy time.
Oh man.
With us.
With us.
With the us boys.
I can't wait till we get Elizabeth Olsen on our fucking show.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna quit after that happens. There's no way.
I'm gonna kill myself because I'm not getting a better. Nothing better is happening after that in my life.
Now here's
I've
the
set
thing.
myself up pretty well for failure. So if I get to talk to Elizabeth Olsen, that's the highlight, guys.
What if she comes on the show and she's like, "I'm a huge fan of what you guys do on this show."
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna lose a lot of respect.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna stop watching anything she's in.
I'm gonna call her a bold-faced liar up front, and then ask her if she wants like a permanent position on the show.
I'm gonna stop the episode and I'm gonna have her listen to Mark's trauma episode and then look her dead face in the eyes and like, please, you sure you're a fan?
I'm gonna ask her for $20 and then ask her if she's got low self-esteem.
You know what, Jeff? I don't think you have to ask any of that. I think you just ask her out at that point because if you do that, if she says that she's a huge fan of us, clearly low self-esteem.
I'm not gonna lie, if like that happened, I would probably I'd probably kill myself too. Like what?
I'm glad us talking. I just said I would quit. I didn't say I'd jump off a building.
Well, you're still happily. Well, I mean, she's the Scarlet Witch. She'll save us if we jump off a building. So
Yeah,
it's
she
fine
loves.
to do so.
If she loves us,
We're asking her to prove her love of the show because if we die, the show ends. So she's got to save us.
Yeah, but she's not a real superhero.
You don't know that.
yeah, you don't know that.
She survived living with the other Olsens.
You're making a lot of fucking assumptions here, Brandon.
Jeff, that's terrible, but you're also correct.
Is she older or younger than them?
Oh, she is way
believe
younger.
Is she an Olsen?
Yeah, she's like she's the youngest.
She's just not a twin.
No
I saw a thing a while back where Seth Rogen was hosting something and he goes, "It's been a crazy year. I found out there's a third Olsen and she's the best of the bunch. Where the fuck were they keeping her?"
Let's see. So the Olsen twins are 3 years older than Elizabeth is.
Yeah.
You know they're fraternal twins, not identical.
That's cool. They went to college together.
Fantastic.
Damn it.
All right, Chris.
Chris, I love you, and I need you just to always be.
You know what I think
All right,
is so cool
yeah, so
is the fact that the Olsen
Mary
twins.
Kate and Ashley are 35.
They're my age?
and
Man, I gotta
Elizabeth-
step it up.
And
I will say the weirdest scene from any of the Marvel movies that features Elizabeth Olsen is the one where she's fucking Quicksilver and they've got like a kid.
What the
And
fuck are
then-
you going
Buddy-
on about?
And then a giant monster
Comics.
attacks San
We're not
Francisco.
talking about the comics, Mark.
No, there's
Are you talking about your fan fiction, Mark?
they're having sex. They're making out. He's a soldier. He goes to war, comes back, and a giant monster attacks San
Oh
Francisco.
my god, he's talking about fucking Godzilla.
She was in Godzilla?
Yeah,
She was Aaron. What's his
Aaron
name?
Taylor Johnson's wife.
Yeah.
So, I went to see that Godzilla movie with some friends. It was actually for my birthday one year. We went to a midnight showing, and it took so goddamn long for Godzilla to show up, I got pissed drunk and walked out.
That sounds very
Yeah,
like you.
I gotta be honest with you. I did not enjoy that movie.
I loved it. I lost my shit.
Don't get me wrong. I liked.
You pooped yourself?
I did.
What are you, Amber Heard?
Waiting so long for Godzilla to come on screen.
I liked King of Monsters. I
How
liked Kong vs.
fantastic is that, by the
Godzilla.
way?
Fantastic in what way, Jeff?
Amber Heard shit in a bed, and we all get to find out about it.
I mean, it's not fantastic that it happened. We're talking about a domestic abuse case here.
Yeah, that part's not great, but it's still pretty
kind of-
funny to find
it's
out.
Pretty fucked up. But as a
Her lawyers
reaction,
are the
but
dumbest,
as a-
worst lawyers.
as a reaction to domestic abuse, I will say that is the first time I have ever heard of anybody shitting in another person in your own bed, and it not being an accidental. I was dreaming about pooping, and then I did.
Did you hear what she tried blaming it on?
The dog.
No, because I.
Teacup Yorkies.
Oh yeah, she tried blaming the dog.
So
Because as someone who has 2 dogs, let me tell you, they shit the same, even though they're very small. They're both very different in size.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but
I
somebody...
always get confused with Bucky's poop as opposed to what was Gwen's poop.
I thought you were going to say Bucky's poop to Jasmine's poop. Also, dude, somebody fucking took... what's the...
Also, I'm gonna give it. I will say, I think there's a lot of things that people are missing in this whole Amber Heard shit the bed kind of thing. It's not easy to squat on a bed and then also be able to shit. So
Unless
Maybe she
you
was
had
squatting on the
luxury
floor and the bed's really low.
of the purple mattress.
what if
yeah.
So,
you can shit and
what's-
balance the glass I want.
if that is not a purple like
Mattress.
a purple mattress parody commercial in the next week, I'm gonna be very upset.
Brown mattress.
So what's the Metallica song, Nothing Else Matters?
Which one?
And nothing else matters.
Isn't that the name of the?
Is that the name of the song?
I think that's the name of the song.
yeah?
Did you see somebody took it and they changed it so it was literally it's all Johnny Depp quotes from the trial about Amber Heard shitting on the bed. It's amazing.
That sounds great and terrible.
Yes.
Jasmine.
Instead of nothing else matters, it was human fecal matter.
I found it.
Oh.
I found
It's
it.
so good.
I found it. Did you guys see Morbius?
No.
No.
It looked so fucking bad. Also, I'm kind of trying not to watch things that
Jared Leto is in.
Yeah, he's a flat. I mean,
That's fair.
how has he not been canceled?
Here's the thing. I don't think they did a terrible
Because
job.
Jeff, other than Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein, people don't get canceled.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, you can't masturbate in front of people. You can't do
Okay.
that.
Girls.
So, I want to say something, but I shouldn't say it while we're recording.
Say it.
Whatever.
What's worse, masturbating in front of people, or the entire band 30 Seconds to Mars grooming and taking 16-year-old girls to their bus and having statutory rape?
I will say,
Both are fucking
I
awful.
know. So
but
I feel bad because I laughed because I thought you were going to just stop at what's worse, masturbating in front of people that don't want it, or the band 30 Seconds to Mars.
I mean that holds up.
I thought you were going to cut off there, so I preemptively laughed, and then you continued, and I was like, oh no, I now look like a piece of shit.
But that's now amazing. Thank you for that, Brad.
You're welcome.
So,
And
was
I'm
awesome.
sorry.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Morbius was bad. It wasn't like a great movie or anything, a good movie or anything. But what really took me out of it, every time he turned into the vampire, he would say it's Morbin time. And
You're full of shit. Stop lying.
That's just
Stop lying.
That's where I was just like, man, I draw the line somewhere. This is fucking.
Dude,
this is bad.
Mark, you used to be such a pro at gaslighting. I mean, that's so bad.
I didn't even try on that one. You're right.
No.
Come
Now,
on.
that being said, I would love it if you remake this movie and make it so he keeps saying it's Morbin time.
Should I just do like a really, really shitty green screen with the Easter bear?
Yeah.
Oh my god, do you know how much better that would be than the movie?
All right, guys. I'm gonna make a note of that. That's my Christmas 2022 present to everyone.
Oh, by the way, I had an idea. So you're a little bitch when it comes to survival horror games, right?
Wow.
Me or Brandon?
Mark.
Not so much anymore. I've been trying to desensitize myself.
Well, we want to do a horror video game for next Halloween, right?
Yeah.
You ever play Prey?
No.
It's fucking amazing.
Amnesia? That's pretty tame.
I've got amnesia.
That would be awesome.
No. I've got the game Amnesia.
That's a game.
That wasn't me trying to be funny. I
You
own
and I
Amnesia.
also heard. We want.
I've got amnesia.
That's not what I was trying to do. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Are you?
No. That was
There you
funny.
go. Right. You fucking own it.
I'm a funny guy. Girls like to look at me and laugh.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Mark, when you moving back here?
I'm really upset.
You ask
there
me
was
this every
there,
fucking recording session. I give you the same answer.
guys. I'm really upset. There was this TikTok video that I saw earlier that was a dude and this girl acting like they were Depp and Amber, and like giving somebody like welcome to our house kind of thing. And the guy had a really good Johnny Depp impersonation.
Oh, I think yeah.
But
I've
it
seen
was
what you're
just
talking about.
him trying to get Amber to stop shitting on things in the house.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh, now here we are in our bedroom. This is where the magic happens. And Amber, what are you doing? No, stop it. And he's like her squatting on the bed trying to shit. It's just... I was trying to look it up so I could play it for y'all, and I can't find it. I'm really upset.
I still think Mark should stream the human fecal matter for us.
Fine.
It's so good, guys.
Here we go.
Is it? Oh.
Yes.
I haven't vetted this shit. So
They actually put it together really well.
all right, here we go.
Very tasteful.
Oh, it's not tasteful, but it's well done. Like a minute, 40 seconds.
It was so bizarre. On my side of the bed, this piece of art. And I knew in my mind,
Through my
in
liked
my
videos
heart,
on Instagram, 'cause I don't
it was her fecal matter.
so many.
And she tried to blame it on the dog.
I don't hear it.
They weigh 4 pounds. They're teacup yours.
Oh, he's doing a
Up there
lot.
on it was not the dog. Because it was human fecal matter. She dropped a grumpy onto the bed. She was throwing shots at your face, at your head. So I grabbed her by the shoulders, and then I said, no more fecal matter.
Jesus.
She never cared for things I say. She never cared for roles I play. So I'm out and gone.
I liked the little fart there at the end. It
Well-
was a nice touch.
At the end was really, really tasteful. Nailed it.